In this first question, because you're asked for the quality of written communication, you must clearly explain or set out your answer so that the examiner knows exactly what you're doing. Taking the super price first, there's a 15% reduction in price. We can use a calculator, or we can simply say 10% is £64. Therefore 15% quite easily can be found 64 plus 32, which is another 5%. So that's 96. Therefore 640 minus 96 is 544. Then taking the right price, we've got to take our £460 and add 20%. So 10% is £46, 20% is £92. Therefore the total here is 460 plus 92. That's £552. Therefore the cheapest one must be the super. But in this case you should really be quoting how much it's cheaper by, and the answer is £8. In question 2, you're asked to complete a scatter diagram with the axes drawn for you and indeed the first 2 points. The only thing you must be careful about is ensuring that you get the x and the y coordinates correct. The x coordinate is the average temperature, the y coordinate the unit of electricity. So the remaining 6 coordinates have now been drawn, and you can see that as the average temperature is increasing, the units of electricity are decreasing. So the general trend is to have a negative correlation. This is the answer to part B. So having answered part B as negative correlation, we're then asked to draw a line of best fit on the diagram. Each person's line of best fit could be slightly different from the next person's, depending on the angle you choose to draw it at. However, as a general rule, we should be aiming to put the line of best fit through as many coordinates as possible. In part D, we're then asked to use the line of best fit to estimate the number of units of electricity used when the average temperature is 16. For this, you're going to have to draw in guidelines and read up from 16 degrees to the line of best fit, and then read across to the y-axis. And from my line of best fit, you can clearly see that the estimated number of units is 19. You may well have a slightly different answer if your line of best fit is drawn at a slightly different angle. However, provided your line of best fit is appropriate, then the reading that you get should be marked correct. In question 3, we're asked to draw the graph of y equals 3 minus 2x. And in order to do that, you're going to need to construct some sort of table of values. You need a minimum of 2 points. However, I would always urge you to put in 3 points in case you make one mistake. And I have chosen the x coordinates of 0, 1 and 2. However, you can choose any number you wish. I would of course suggest that you use a number that is already on the axes given. So when x is 0, we're substituting that value of 0 into the equation. And from it we can quite clearly see, hopefully, that y is equal to 3 minus 2 times 0. So 3 minus 0, the y coordinate for the corresponding value of x is 3. Next, using x equals 1, that means that y is equal to 3 minus 2 times 1. Therefore, y is 1. Then when x is 2, that would mean that y is equal to 3 minus 4. Y is equal to minus 1. We then have to plot these 3 coordinates and join them to make a straight line. The completed graph should look like this, with it clearly labelled.